transmission in, and I discovered I missed a part. When I was all done, it took 67.5 attempts to get this in here, and the part is the first part you put in. It's a little washer that holds needle bearings. Okay, so we got to put that back in. I know there's other ways to do this, but I'm basically going to pull it back out, put the part in, and put it back. This is the part we were talking about. It fits on the other side of this oil ring. Oh, like so. Well, from the inside. Then a snap ring, and you would pack your needle bearings after that. So the quick and dirty way to do this would be to take the seal off. Oh, now I got that stuck on there. Funny. Anyway, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to have to replace this. Which, if you take it off of there, you're going to have to replace it. So, we're just going to do it the hard way today. Pull it all back out and start at the beginning instead of somewhere else. Okay. So, here's where that washer goes, right up in there. And then those needle bearings get packed up around it. See, this will fit right in there once I put some grease in there. Alrighty, so this is what it should look like when it's got the bearings back packed in with the washer behind it. Well, it's been several days later and a whole lot of checking my work, going back over it, getting that transmission right, and storing up the energy to do the impossible, reinstall that sucker. You got 5 points there. You got the main shaft, the counter shaft, the shifter pin, the shifter fork pin, the shifter shaft itself, the shift shaft. You got 2 dowels, and all the bearings are tight, so it's got to be right. It's got to be strong man. I got that on my first attempt tonight. I waited to smoke afterwards. Anyway, let's take a look at it. Ta-da! There's that sucker. Got a shaft in there. See, I had to mark that sucker so you know you got it in the right spot. It's got right here. That's in neutral. Yeah. So, we're going to finish up putting those bolts on nice and tight, torque them down. And we're going. So my first adventure reassembling was the primary chain adjuster. Let's take a look. Alright. This will do that. There is nothing in my shop manual that talks about anything to do with this guy. Period. Except how to adjust it. Well, that's good. But how to remove it, how to install it, how to replace this part, yeah. Not a lot on the interwebs for this couple of years bike. You got older bikes, you got younger bikes. And yeah, you could sit there for 3 years, or you can just look at it and try to figure it out, which is where we're at. All right. So, with that being said, all right. I'll put the chain back in the direction it came out. Oh, this is harder than it looks. Everything about this damn bike has been harder than it looks. Okay, now I'm putting on my rear sprocket, drive sprocket that is, and the chain. I'm doing it simultaneously, the hard way, as usual. I'll give you a look-see, but I don't think I'm going to film it because I'm going to be cussing too much. We'll take a look. See, I'm trying not to disassemble everything. This has to fit around that main shaft. Go up against that oil seal, and we'll put that little nut and lock washer back on that. And of course this guy, this is homemade, and this fits. I'm not sure where this fits, but it fits somewhere about your idea. They'll fit, and they'll grab those two guys. You can tie them down, tighten them down. You know, lock the two of them together so that your engine and your rear wheel are locked together. The manual's a piece of shit. It's got 15 different tables, and none of them seem to comply with the English language. So, fuck them. Common goddamn sense. Just to double check. Alright. Kind of felt like it was over torqued. Alright, I don't give a fuck. We're gonna find out, right? But this is the other one I've been using. This is 1957, baby. Alrighty. So you got to make sure you get these safety washers in there. Now see this damage here? This was caused by the tooth that broke off of that gear shift. The tooth that broke off of the fourth gear and went grenading through the entire unit. That's just, you know, like a little bullet. I'm not sure if you could pick that up on the camera. Can you see the wear right there? That's from it hitting this guy with it missing its pieces and slamming. It slammed, you know, at 2 seconds of no gear. When it did catch, it would go bam, and that's the result. So that's what we're replacing. Here's the little tooth that was acting like a bullet. And so to not have a hole in the case is a pretty good deal out of that. Let's get back to it. Yeah, it's great working on the floor. Hey, it beats working on the ground. So we start with this piece. This is the backing plate. I don't know what the hell it's called. See how that fits in there, right? Okay. I gotta take inventory here right quick. We have these spacers. The spacers have to go on there. So that serves as your first steel plate. You got to take track of everything. You put it back the way you took it out, you'll have real problems. So we have a steel plate. Next comes a friction plate. This has been soaking for 17 3/4 days. So it's sloppy wet. I don't know if you can see that. That's sloppy oily. I'm going to sacrifice a rag here to make it a little less sloppy. It's a sloppy job. Somebody's got to do it. So now, as a matter of fact, I'm going to protect my boots. So now we're going to put in our brand new plates. And they have oil caverns. I don't know what you want to call them. These little cuts to help the oil move through. So we're going to make sure we alternate those as well. So starting with this bottom one. There we go. Simply a matter of placement and patience. It takes a lot of patience. There's that one. So now we grab another one of these. I think there's 9 of them total. Oh, they're brand new too, so it's gonna run like a monkey. Okay. There's a slot and a slot. So on the next set, I go like that and have open channels throughout the 2 of them. I don't know if you can see that or not. Zoom in on it if you can, all right? About the best I can do for you. So again, you're going to alternate in between your steel plates and your friction plates. You really probably don't need to soak your friction plates, but you got to figure it dries heck and it's sitting in a situation where it's going to be started and it's not going to have any lubricant on it. So that's a good reason to pre-soak them. What a mess. Taking the old one out, I had my grandchild help me. Oh, you talk about fun? Get at a blast. Nothing more fun than getting messy. So we're going to go friction side in. See, this last one serves as both friction and steel. It's got friction, steel. Okay, got it? Put that sucker in there. Clutch to, oh, we got to put this guy in. It's a retaining ring. I think I remember how to do this. I'm not too damn sure. Let's see. We'll just start it easy. Start it easy. Right there. Yes. Now, make sure you wear safety glasses, children. So we got this pressure plate, which is going to fit right over that nut. That looks easy enough. That looks so easy. Well, it ain't easy. I'll show you why. You got to put these springs in here. Yes, sir. At first you don't succeed. Beat the living shit out of it. Not a good idea. Pay attention to what you're doing. Getting that clutch in. And it sure would be fun to go for a ride. It's 22 degrees Fahrenheit here in Virginia right now. Yeah. It'll still be fun. It's chilly. Let's just got to use your brain. Okay. There you go. Let's snug it up. The key is to get this to bottom out safely and as square as possible without bending anything, because everything is a precise thing. It's not the greatest precise transmission, but it's as you can get it. That's the clutch engaged right there. You could shift gears a bit. Now, I misplaced these yesterday. So my point is, I bring that up. Take something apart, put it in the pan, keep it separated, and put it in the order you took it out. That's common sense. Everybody does that, right? I don't really know if there's necessary for tightening sequence. It might be in the manual. You know, that manual's worth about toilet paper during COVID. That's about all it's worth. Okay, that sounds like a lot, but I'm saying it's good for toilet paper. The hub nut, the main shaft nut, the sprocket, gear nut. Fuck it. 14 different names for the same part. I can't do that. I gotta know what the hell they're talking about. They're not clear. It's not edited very well. You know what? The shame of it is I'll never get re-edited because this is a 1983. People are trying to forget this shit. They don't want to make new material for something like this. If you don't know how to work on them, you're wasting your time. This is museum quality, baby. This shit don't go out in the real world. The real world's working on 2023. They ain't worried about 1983. And the thing is I'm married. I got kids and grandkids and in-laws and outlaws. And it's Christmas. And it's winter. So I'm only doing this as therapy. This is my damn therapy. That's what that shit is. Something's missing. I don't know what it is. Give me a second. I'm actually going to have to look up clutch adjustment on this thing. Common sense is one thing, but it's a ridiculous procedure that you have to do correctly. I don't think I'm going to do a torque spec. I'm going to do tight as fuck. Tight as fuck is going to be my torque spec. There it is. Right there. Okay. So we have some progress. Some progress. I went ahead, adjusted my clutch. Didn't film it because it seemed a little mundane. I followed the service manual to the letter. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. You can also find a ton of other videos on YouTube about it. Currently, it's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's the fill washer right there, or a fill hole with a O-ring as a washer. It's dripping a little bit of oil. You fill it up here, obviously, and then it drains. Once it drains out that hole, you've hit the level that it's supposed to sit at. See it dripping? Da, da, da. And what I do is I let it drip till it's done dripping and put the bolt back on. Fine. But the problem right now is it's 20 degrees and I'm using regular called for oil, 2050 weight. So it's real sluggish right now. I wanted to get down in there and sit. I would consider using ATF in something like this because it flows better in the wintertime. But considering I'm not going to ride this in 20 degree weather and it's nowhere near riding, so we're good. We're just going to let that drip. Then we'll bolt it up and call that part done. So I went ahead off camera and finished up the right side of the bike. I put the exhaust pipe on, put the brake controls on, and that side plate there just to get it ready to ride. So everything is buttoned back up. It should be good to go. However, well, let's take a look. Ooh, that's nasty. It's freezing, and it's pouring down rain, sleet, this sort of nasty stuff. So it's like that old saying goes, especially if you're a comedian like me, you like to make people laugh, but if you want to make God laugh, just tell him what your plans are. So I'll see you next video. I'm sure it runs just fine. I think everything seems right. Peace.